Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again, and I actually had to disable the porn star lights for the day, so I do apologize. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about solo self-found and kind of on my thoughts towards it, whether or not I'll be doing it and whatnot. So first off, no clickbait, simply put, I am very interested in playing in the solo self-found league. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, but there are definitely some, maybes and ifs involved. So, whereas I do love the concept of building up your own wealth, I've played Iron Man RuneScape, and I have a 120 combat Iron Man for anyone who knows what that is. So I love the idea of kind of basically being super self-sufficient and generating everything that you need. So in Path of Exile, what would that mean? That would be like supplying your own currency, supplying your own maps, having the currency to, roll your maps, having sufficient bossing characters, things like that, basically. Also, there's so much satisfaction you gain out of basically look at it like benchmarks. I don't know why I stuttered my words so much there. So basically, clearing at Ziri would be such a huge hurdle because by gaining it at Ziri's Promise, you have now unlocked the achievement at Ziri's Promise, and you have at Ziri's Promise on pretty much every build that you wanted in, right? Acquiring a Lion's Roar, Taste of Hate, same exact thing. But bossing is really cool because there's an actual checkbox you can just mark off. I have now acquired, this specific item off of her. It can be used in all my future builds. So I kind of really like that aspect about it. Now, the other thing is there's kind of like this sort of competitive scene in PoE, which is really fun. And by competitive, I just mean a bunch of people come together in the community and race, which is basically the new leagues and whatnot. And it's really cool to get like a grip of that atmosphere and kind of ride the wind for a little bit, because I notice myself playing a lot more when I'm competing, and it doesn't even have to be serious, maybe I'm just like in the top 100. It's still fun, right? It's still fun to look at your ladder rank and, you're gaining on somebody and they're gaining on you, and when they go to sleep. Isn't that weird? I literally can tell you, just like everybody else can, when somebody is sleeping on the ladder because their XP is not going up. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So that brings me to the point of, before I played in this current league, right now, I was absolutely 100% committed. I would have been just like PT and played pure solo self-found. The reason why my opinions have kind of changed is, unlike every other league, in this league, specifically in Breach Hardcore, I have spent so much time in this league like none other. I have made absolutely phenomenal characters that I've really enjoyed in terms of that. Like, in terms of pure joy, I have had so much fun on these builds, and I've done so much content, and I'm actually about to attempt Shaper here in the next couple of days, and that'll be really fun for me too. So, I've made this low-life Righteous Fire Guardian, which is, in my opinion, like one of the most OP builds in the game. I think Righteous Fire on low-life as a Guardian is just absolutely sick, and I have some footage on my channel already from it, and this is the guy I want to attempt Shaper with, although I might have to hug him with my baby dick conch, so we'll see how that goes. I also got my first level 100 in this league, which is in the Hardcore Breach, which was with Blight. So I have like a lot of memories, and that brings me to the next point of like the amount of time that I've put into this game. I've already seen what you get out of it, right? Like, going to 100 is like a journey in itself, and you can get a feel of like the drops kind of on your way to 100. And it's pretty cool. Like, there's so many T1 unique drops and whatnot that really do kind of drop on your way there, and that's really awesome to see, because there's always people that are like, oh well, you'll never find this and you'll never find that, and you're right. You could play the game for 6,000 hours and never find a Searing Touch. But that doesn't mean you won't find so many other types of items. So I think that playing solo self-found is interesting because you can basically play through on a character, and you are a little bit limited on your first choice, but you can still be a little bit custom to your own, extent. And depending on what drops, you basically have a dice. So it's like you're playing Dota, and you get single draft. I only remember this from 10 years ago. And single draft, you have a choice of 3 characters. Strength, Agi, or Int. What kind of character do you want, right? So a piece of gear drops. All of a sudden, you rolled, a 1,700 armor chest. And you're like, wow, that's insane. Even though in this current league, that'd be shit. But anyway, wow, that's insane. So you decide, do I want to make like a Juggernaut and scale this fully? Do I want to try making a build on the left side of the tree and focus primarily on scaling armor? Do I want to be physical based? Should I go elemental? No, probably not, I'll die to reflect. But should I do a summoner, some type of hybrid character? like, you know, again, physical versus spell, or do you go spell, iron will, or are you going crit? And it's really cool to see how many different things you can branch off from. And when you're playing solo Self-Found, if you're not trying to compete against others, you really have the flexibility and creativity to do, you know, pretty much whatever you want, especially with these new threshold jewels. And that's another thing that's kind of concerning to me, is like, I'll never really get to test everything that I could test very easily here, but hopefully, you know, after this league, maybe they may adjust things like that. Just like the simple, like, 1 or 2 Chaos Jewels that are so difficult to acquire. So that's kind of some other stuff about it, though. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is play in this league, and then when I get the slightest hint of boredom, I'll probably create my solo Self-Found account and kind of progress that in my own direction that I want to go in, and actually have objectives. Like, today we're going to go ahead and do this. You know, today I'm going to start bulking up on iron rings, or today I'm going to start collecting sorcerer boots, and we're going to go for a sky fourth, or etc. And I think that'll be really fun, actually setting specific goals. I think another thing is, I really am a fan of Chaos Recipe and Regal Recipe. For some reason, I like playing games and sometimes just not doing, like basically like crafting, you know? I think it's cool to have, if 5% of your stream is crafting rather than just pure, just roll a map, go kill mobs, roll a map, go kill mobs. Because you can set your days for that. But I really like that idea of basically just generating your own income of regals, chisels, etc. And that'll bring up another point where loot filters will be a lot more prominent here, because you really want to find specific items to chance, and the thrill of that just goes out the roof. You know, if I don't know, some type of base drops and you're trying to get that, like a Marohi, right? You're trying to chance a Marohi, you get a little excited every time you see that shitty white base drop, because you know that could be a Marohi on the next chance orb. And I think that'll really revitalize kind of like my energy for the game again. It'll bring me back to life, man, if I am feeling a little bit down or getting a little bit bored. Because on this Blight character, I kind of did support a lot of my own stuff. I supported all my Regals. Like, I did like 350 Regals worth of Regal Recipe, and like was set for life. I mean, I just find something, I just shit out Regals on it, and they just don't ever go away. And that was done in like a self-found manner, basically. And also with the new Atlas system as well, there's you can essentially do whatever you want. Even on a self-found character, you could say, I just want to chain run these maps, and you can build your Atlas for it. And I think that's absolutely phenomenal as well. Or you could just knock out everything, which I think I may go for on my Atlas. I'm not really too sure yet, because by knocking out everything, I don't really know the benefit 100% of knocking out everything, but you know, maybe we'll get to that later. And then maybe, you know, going for an ultimate goal, if your goal would be Uber at Zuri or, you know, Shaper, for example. I think that's just really cool to set your boundaries. Anyway, that's pretty much going to be it for me. Hope you guys... Mini K, come here. Hope you guys had a wonderful time. Come here, come say goodbye. And if you guys don't know, I've got a kitty cat, I'm sure everybody here knows. Come here, buddy. Named Mini K, who is named after an emoticon on Twitch chat. And this is him right here. This is Mr. He's got many names. He's got Shitter K, Kappa HD, Kippa HD, Kappa Pride. Mini K HD Pride. He pretty much gets a new name every day. Anyway, though, like I said, hope you guys have a wonderful time. Hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I hope your 2017 is continuing to be blessed. If you liked the video, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you guys know what this is, type Pohx swim in the chat, or the comments below, because I'm pretty swum right now. So anyway, have a wonderful time, boys, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Mini K, say goodbye. Say goodbye, buddy. He's on a roller coaster right now. He's holding on.